Hello and welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd HArmon. Today at Trum Field, the Highlanders, working towards the end of their regular season, come in with a record of 12-5. They faced off today against the Lynn English Bulldogs. The Bulldogs come in with an overall record of 10-6. As we look at this Greater Boston League opponent, the Lynn English Bulldogs, we see they are right behind the Highlanders in the Greater Boston League standings, as Lynn Classical has solidified first place in the Greater Boston League with their 13-2 record in the GBL. They will win first place. However, second place through fourth place still up in the air. Currently, Somerville sits at second with an 11-2 record in the GBL. Lynn English right behind the Highlanders, tied with Revere at 9-3 in the GBL. So the Bulldogs come in today. The Patriots of Revere will be here at Trum Field on Wednesday, and then the Highlanders will finish off their season, their regular season, on Friday at Watertown. After that, next week, as the Highlanders look towards the playoffs, they will likely make the playoffs. We will find out who their first round opponent will be next Wednesday when the brackets come out on June 1st. So the Highlanders have quite a bit riding, on these last three games, as a win today will solidify second place for the Highlanders in the GBL. And that is a great accomplishment if they can win second place in the GBL for the regular season. But it's going to be difficult as Lynn English comes in 9-3 in the GBL, 10-6 overall. Yordi Contreras will be leading off, followed by Galva and followed by Falasca. On the mound for the Highlanders today is Kevin Clark, as Clark is out on the mound. The last time these two teams met, was back in April on the 11th, as Clark's first offering up high for ball one on the fastball. Highlanders won that first meeting on the 11th of April 3-2, as Aiden O'Sullivan got the win. He struck out 10 over 5 innings of work, as Clark throws that one in for the called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Yordi Contreras as we are underway here at Trum Field. As a fly ball into right field, settling underneath it and making the catch is Noah Brown, as he ranges over and makes that play. Highlanders get the first out right there. Brings up Gilmer Galva, the right fielder for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming in off a loss to Masconomet, as they were shut out 4-0 on Friday against Masconomet. Swung on and missed for strike one. That's outside, ball one to Galva. Kevin Clark on the mound for the Highlanders has had an excellent season so far. And swung on and missed. Strike two, 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Galva. Highlanders coming off a loss of their own as they lost to Cambridge on Saturday in extra innings. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Kevin Clark gets his first strikeout of the game. Highlanders lost on Saturday to Cambridge at St. Peter's Field over in Cambridge. It went to extras as the Highlanders were able to take the lead in the top of the 7th. Falcons were able to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th. It goes to extras, and the Falcons got a walk-off hit in the bottom of the 8th. A great game at St. Peter's Field. As a called strike on the outside corner to Brendan Falasco. Falasco, the catcher for Lynn English, behind on that fastball. Swung on and missed. Strike 2 is Kevin Clark, throwing it up there with some mustard right now. Clark, of course, part of that two-headed monster, along with O'Sullivan. Was up high, ball one, 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Falasco. 2 out here, top of the first inning, just underway. Swung on and missed. That's 2 strikeouts in the inning, and 1, 2, 3. The Bulldogs go down as the Highlanders will come to bat in the bottom of the first. We are back for the bottom half of the first inning. No score as the Highlanders took the Bulldogs down 1, 2, 3. 2 of those outs by strikeout by Kevin Clark for the Highlanders. On the mound today for the Bulldogs, Ray Contreras. Contreras comes in with a 2-3 record on the season. Leading off for the Highlanders will be Aiden O'Donovan, followed by Ian Bourne and Mateus Anel. Contreras' first offering is in there for a called strike to Aiden O'Donovan. O'Donovan, the straw that stirs the drink for the Highlanders, as he is an excellent offensive player at the top of this lineup. That one's up high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to O'Donovan. Highlanders coming in off that loss to Cambridge. As that's a hot shot into the gap in left center. O'Donovan on with a hard single into the outfield. So the Highlanders get their leadoff man on here, bottom half of the first inning. That's going to bring up Ian Bourne. Bourne got the start in that loss to Cambridge. He also got the save in the first game these two teams, the Bulldogs and the Highlanders, played against each other back in April. As Contreras checked the runner. Fastball was outside. A virtual pitch out on that, it looked like. As Velasco came up out of his crouch, ready to fire. O'Donovan does like to steal. Highlanders love to be active on the base paths. As that's going to be a slider in there inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Bourne. Good eye for Ian Bourne on that one. Nobody out here. Bottom half of the first inning, no score, just underway here at Trum Field. Ray Contreras on the mound for the Bulldogs, facing off against Ian Bourne. Bourne a little bit behind on that fastball for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike, now the count to Ian Bourne. Contreras checks the runner at first. And he'll fire over. O'Donovan back in plenty of time. Highlanders love to be active on the base paths. They challenge the opposing team to make the play. And in a lot of cases, especially at the high school level, other teams not able to do that, and it benefits the Highlanders. As good eye by Ian Bourne, as that was up high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Bourne, as Contreras at risk of putting the first 2 Highlander batters on base today. And that is ball 4, as that was high and outside. So Bourne will be on first with the walk. O'Donovan moves over to second. That will bring up Mateus Anel. Anel DHing today for the Highlanders. Brady Roach taking care of business behind the plate for the Highlanders. So an RBI opportunity here for Anel. Nobody out, 2 runners on. Swing and a miss on the fastball for Anel. As Contreras fired that one in there. Donovan is second, Bourne at first. Nobody out. Fastball up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Mateus Anel. Highlanders with a great opportunity here right off the bat early in this game. That's fouled back into the screen for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Anel. Noah Brown, the right fielder, in the on-deck circle for the Highlanders. O'Donovan led off the inning with a single to left. Bourne walked. And Contreras is going to get O'Donovan back to second base as he spins but does not throw. That is just outside on the fastball for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye there by Anel. 2-2 from Contreras. Down in the dirt, nicely blocked by Velasca. Sorry about that. Full count now to Anel. See if the runners are off. They will stay, and that is in there for a called strike 3. Catches the outside corner, as Anel thought he had gotten himself a free pass. 1 away now, bottom of the first. Highlanders and Bulldogs tied at zeros, but the Highlanders got the first 2 on. They have runners on first and second as Noah Brown, the right fielder, steps in. That one's up high from Contreras for ball 1. There's a ball on the outside as the curveball did not catch the corner. 2 balls, no strikes now to Noah Brown. The Bulldogs giving lots of space on the left-hand side of the infield as third baseman Manzanillo very close to the bag, and the shortstop playing in double play position. As the throw goes down, I should say, to O'Donovan after the ball to Brown. O'Donovan back in plenty of time. So a 3-ball, no strike count now to Noah Brown. Possibility of loading the bases up with only 1 away here in the bottom of the first. That's in there for a called strike. Brown was taking the whole way. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count to Noah. Aiden O'Donovan at second, Ian Bourne at first. Swing and a miss there for Noah Brown. Moves the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Contreras will check O'Donovan. Runners are away. This one's tipped foul. So we'll just re-rack and we'll do that full count once again. So Highlanders have 2 runners on. 1 away here, bottom half of the first inning. And that's tipped into the mitt for strike 3. As Brown goes down on the strikeout, and Ray Contreras now 1 out away from getting out of the danger zone. So the Highlanders got their first 2 batters on here in this inning, but Contreras has been able to strike out the next 2 Highlanders. Brendan Jones comes to the plate, the Highlander first baseman. Jones the cleanup man for the Highlanders. Or has been the cleanup man, I should say. Noah Brown currently sitting in the cleanup spot as he struck out. First offering to Jones, late on that fastball for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Jones, 2 away now, bottom half of the first inning. Highlanders have runners on first and second. Aiden O'Donovan, I should say, at second, Ian Bourne at first. O'Donovan led off the inning with a single to left. Bourne walked, trying to get these Highlanders in, but Ray Contreras has upped his game. He is up 0-2 right now on Brendan Jones as he was able to strike out Mateus Anel and Noah Brown. Runners are away. Chopper to second, firing over to first, and they get out of the inning as Gonzalez fires that over to first. So on the ground out, the Highlanders unable to get any runs in the first. We move to the top of the second. We are back for the top half of the second inning as the Bulldogs will bring to the plate Rodriguez, Manzanillo, and Figueroa. So Rodriguez will lead off. He's the left fielder. Cleanup man for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs went down 1-2-3 in the first inning. Kevin Clark got 2 of those outs via the strikeout. First offering from Clark, a hot shot to third. Jared Antonelli picks it very cleanly, fires it across the diamond, and that is the first out. Nice play there by Jared Antonelli. He was perfectly positioned. Hot shot down there to him, but he was able to handle it and send it over. 1 away now for the Bulldogs. That brings up Kinry Manzanillo. That's a curveball, catches the outside for strike 1. Fastball stays up high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Manzanillo. Fastball swung on and missed for Manzanillo. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count. Kevin Clark working very quickly out there. Love to see him get into the rhythm. As the 1-2 offering. Inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Manzanillo. That's a line shot out into right field as Brown steps around it. Gets it back into the infield. Manzanillo, a hot shot into right. That's the first hit of the day for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up Jason Figueroa, the designated hitter for the Bulldogs today. Bulldogs now with a runner on first, 1 away here. Top half of the second inning of a scoreless game. Pitch is up high for ball 1. Second offering to Figueroa up high as well. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Figueroa. That one does not catch the strike zone either. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Jason Figueroa. Leadoff man grounded out to third. Second batter with a hot shot into right field. And Sullivan walks, or I should say Clark, I'm sorry. Kevin Clark walks Figueroa. That'll bring up Tim Donahue, the first baseman for the Bulldogs. Now the Bulldogs with runners on first and second as they have an opportunity. That one catches the outside on the curveball for strike 1 to Donahue. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-2 now the count to Donahue. Swung on and missed as Kevin Clark gets the strikeout. That's 2 away here in the top of the second. We saw Clark on Ed TV earlier this season when they played Lynn Classical here, as Kevin Clark was the starting pitcher in that one. He allowed 5 runs in 4 innings. As Nevin Gonzalez comes to the plate, the first offering is a ball down low to Gonzalez. Bulldogs have runners on first and second, 2 away here, top half of the second in a scoreless game. As that one catches the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Gonzalez. Lynn Classical in that previous game that we had on Ed TV when we had Kevin Clark on the mound did a very good job being patient and getting ahead in counts and forcing Clark to pitch from behind in that game. Clark's done an excellent job of keeping it around the plate today, though, as he gets a second strike on Gonzalez on the foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Nevin Gonzalez. So Highlanders look to get out of this inning without any damage from the Bulldogs. Clark kicks, delivers, swung on and missed on the high heat, and that will do it for the Bulldogs in the top half of the second. They leave 2 people aboard. No score as we move to the bottom of the second. We are back for the bottom half of the second inning. Scoreless game here at Trum Field as the Highlanders take on the Bulldogs of Lynn English. Highlanders have coming to the plate this inning Aiden O'Sullivan, Kevin Clark, and Brady Roche. Numbers 6, 7, and 8 in their lineup. All will face off against Ray Contreras. Contreras allowed the first 2 Highlanders he saw on base, and then was able to get 2 strikeouts and a ground out to end the Highlander threat in the first, as the first offering is fouled back into the screen by Aiden O'Sullivan. That one's down in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to O'Sullivan. Dates to bear in mind as we look towards the end of the season, of course. After this week, Highlanders playing Lynn English today, Revere on Wednesday. They'll play Watertown on Friday as that pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to O'Sullivan. The bracket for the Division II state playoff will be released next Wednesday, June 1st. That one's popped foul over the screen. Count remains. Or I should say count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Highlanders will likely play a preliminary game as that is a swung on and missed. O'Sullivan off balance on that swing. First out of the inning for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up Kevin Clark, today's starting pitcher for the Highlanders. There's 1 away here in the bottom half of the second. Highlanders likely will play a preliminary round game on Friday, June 3rd. It will likely be a road game due to their ranking. That one's a fastball outside to Clark, ball 1. Highlanders ranked 53rd in Division II. Even though they have the 12-5 record, they also have a low strength of schedule as that fastball catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Clark. So due to that strength of schedule, Highlanders only have the 53rd ranking. Top 32 teams as that one is charged into the gap in right center, and it'll roll back, but it's fielded well, and he gets it back in. As the Bulldog right fielder Galva was able to circle around and get to that ball, did not let it get past him. That was critically important and kept Kevin Clark to a single. Second hit of the day for the Highlanders. Now bring up Brady Roach. Brady is catching today for the Highlanders. Lefty batter against the righty Contreras on the mound. Kevin Clark at first, 1 away here, bottom half of the second. So that's a ball outside to Roach. So the Highlanders' preliminary round game will likely be a road game on Friday, June 3rd. If you go to MIAA.com, you will be able to find all that information under their tournament tab. As this is a pop-up into right, Galva settles underneath it and makes the play. Holds the runner Clark at first. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Robbie Larkin, another lefty for the Highlanders. Highlanders have a runner on first, Kevin Clark. He singled into right center field. 2 away here, bottom half of the second in the scoreless game. So that's a fastball outside for ball 1 to Robbie Larkin, the center fielder for the Highlanders. Fire over to first. Clark back in plenty of time. Lynn English very well aware of the Highlanders' propensity to run. They love to be active on the base paths, love to force the opposing team to make plays. So that's up high from Contreras to Larkin for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Larkin. 2 away here, bottom half of the second. No score at Trum Field between Lynn English and Somerville. That one's up high, ball 3. So he goes 3-0 on Robbie Larkin. Highlanders would love to get Aiden O'Donovan, I should say, up to the plate this inning. He is in the on-deck circle as Larkin tossed the bat before he heard the call. It was a called strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Robbie Larkin. Kevin Clark stands at first. Contreras fires. That one's up high for ball 4. Larkin wisely waits until he gets the okay from the umpire to toss the bat that time. And that will bring up Aiden O'Donovan. Highlanders love to have O'Donovan up and not with an RBI opportunity here. Highlanders on first and second, 2 away, bottom of the second in a scoreless game. O'Donovan, the biggest offensive threat for the Highlanders. So that one's up high, ball 1 to O'Donovan. O'Donovan singled into left to lead off the game. He was left stranded at second base, so he's 1 for 1 on the day. Another lefty for the Highlanders facing off against the righty Contreras as that one's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Aiden O'Donovan. Kevin Clark stands at second. Robbie Larkin stands at first. As that one's in there for a called strike to O'Donovan. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Aiden. Highlanders threatened in the first, got runners on first and second. Contreras was able to get out of that. He's trying to do the same here in the second. As he fires it over to second base, it bounced off the back heel of Kevin Clark as Clark was getting back into the base. Hope Clark's all right out there. As he has to push off the rubber on that foot on the mound today. Head coach Matt O'Donnell calling out from the first base coaching box, making sure he's all right. Clark's going to say, I'm fine. So we're back to dealing with Aiden O'Donovan. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count to O'Donovan. As this one's fouled off the screen. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away here, bottom half of the second. Scoreless game, but the Highlanders have runners on first and second. Their best hitter, Aiden O'Donovan, at the plate. That one's up high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count now. It's Contreras in a bit of danger here. Was able to get out of the danger in the first inning. 2 away here. As he spins around, nobody home to take any throw. If he did send it, Kevin Clark gets back in plenty of time. Full count offering here to Aiden O'Donovan. Puts a charge in it down the left field line. That's fair. That's going to score 1 as Clark comes in. That's going to score 2 as rounding third. And we're going to stop it there as it went out of bounds. So we're going to see where the umpire sends them. He's going to send O'Donovan back to second. He's going to allow the runner to score from first. So Robbie Larkin scores from first. Kevin Clark scores from second. A 2 RBI double as Aiden O'Donovan starts the scoring for the Highlanders. Just roped that right down the third base line. Ended up going out of bounds, where O'Donovan could have easily been on third. And that's going to bring out a mound visit here for Lynn English. So Highlanders have struck first. They lead 2-0 here in the bottom half of the second. O'Donovan just roped that right down the left field line, scoring the 2 runners from first and second. O'Donovan will be back at second when play resumes after the mound visit here. Ian Bourne will bat for the Highlanders. He walked in the first inning, was left stranded there, as Contreras was able to get out of the trouble in the first. But the Highlanders able to strike here in the second. Bourne, another lefty for the Highlanders. O'Donovan stands at second, 2 away here, bottom half of the second. Highlanders leading 2-0. First pitch swung on and missed by Bourne. Bourne, another excellent hitter for the Highlanders. Cranked a big home run against Malden. That swung on and missed. Contreras out ahead, no balls, 2 strikes now. So whatever the mound visit was about, it looks like it was effective. The 0-2 offering inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Bourne. Highlanders struck first here in the bottom half of the second with a 2 RBI double down the left field line by Ian O'Donovan. O'Donovan now stands at second. Bourne looking to pick him up. That's up high, ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Ian Bourne. That curveball just didn't break for him. 2-2 offering from Contreras is in the dirt. Ball 3. Another full count. Third time a Highlander batter has gone to a full count against Contreras. 3-2 offering with 2 away here. That's a chopper down the first baseline, stays fair. It's going to be a race to the bag, and that race is won by the first baseman, Tim Donahue, and that will do it for the Highlanders, but they get 2 across in the bottom of the second. They lead 2-0 as we move to the third. We are back for the top half of the third inning as the Highlanders lead 2-0 over the Lynn English Bulldogs. Highlanders put 2 across on a 2 RBI double by Aiden O'Donovan in the bottom half of the second. As the Bulldogs will bring to the plate looking to answer back Chris Figueroa, their number 9 hitter, and then circle around to Yordi Contreras again and Gilmore Galva, their 1 and 2 hitters. First offering inside to Figueroa. 1 ball, no strikes now the count. Kevin Clark on the mound for the Highlanders. Clark scored the first Highlander run as he was at second base when O'Donovan hit that double. That's in there for a called strike. That had some mustard on it. You could hear the pop of the mitt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Figueroa. That one outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Figueroa. Clark, part of the 2-headed monster of Highlander starting pitchers. Excellent Highlander starting pitchers as he and Aiden O'Sullivan have combined to be quite the duo on the mound for the Highlanders. As that is swung on, strike 3, as Clark just blew it right past him. That is Clark's 5th strikeout. So he's gotten 2 strikeouts in the first and second innings. In each of those innings, I should say, he got 2 strikeouts. That turns the lineup over to Yordi Contreras. First offering to Contreras is a ball up high. Contreras flew out to right field to Noah Brown in right field to lead off the game for Lynn English, as that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Contreras. Inside with the heat for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count. Clark has struggled a bit with his control. That's how Lynn Classical was able to get to him earlier this season. You can see that game on Ed TV as well, as that is on our YouTube channel. And speaking of that YouTube channel, I want to thank everybody out there for subscribing to the Somerville Ed TV YouTube channel. We have passed 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Love to get that number up. Love everybody out there liking, sharing, and subscribing, as that is a called 3rd strike. Highlanders now 2 away. Highlanders looking nice here with a 2-run lead. That'll bring up Galva, the right fielder. He struck out back in the first inning. First pitch outside, ball 1. Clark, a very, very heavy fastball, very difficult. It's a live fastball. Comes in with a lot of heat, but also a little bit of movement on it as well. Causes issues for opposing batters, as that was his curveball. It was outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count. And he comes off of that heavy fastball with a curveball. Not a ton of movement on the curveball, but he alters the speed and the location enough that it's very, very effective. As you see right there, that curveball just goes low for ball 3. So 3-0 is the count to Galva. 2 away here, top half of the third inning. Highlanders leading 2-0 as he walks Galva on 4 straight pitches. That will bring up Brendan Falaska. Velasquez struck out to end the first inning. As Galva is at first. Swung on and missed. There's that fastball. Blew it right by Velasquez. Oh, 1 offering. Runner is away. That is a high fly ball deep into center field. He got every single bit of that as it's back against the fencing on the basketball court. Scoring will be Galva, and in with a triple is Velasquez as he roped that one. He hit it high, he hit it long, and was able to slide in with the triple. So the RBI triple there sets up the Bulldogs as they now trail 2-1, but Mateo Rodriguez will come to the plate with a tying run at third. 2 away here in the top half of the third, and Lynn English has struck back. Rodriguez grounded to third. He roped it. It was a hard shot, handled well by Jared Antonelli to lead off the second inning. As that fastball's inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Now the count to Rodriguez. That one's inside, caught him. So hit by the pitch. Rodriguez will head to first base, and the Bulldogs now have runners on the corners with 2 away. And Kendry Manzanillo comes up. Manzanillo singled back in the second inning. He singled out into right field. 2-1 is your score. Highlanders leading. 2 away here as Kevin Clark looks to get out of this trouble. The Bulldogs have runners on the corners. Time is granted by the home plate umpire as Manzanillo steps out. That one's high and inside, ball 1. Runner is away, pitch is inside. Roche does not throw it down. He looks back the runner at third instead, and Rodriguez will take the stolen base. Pitch was a ball to Manzanillo. Clark's control wavering a bit here in the third. Got 2 strikeouts to start the inning. Went down 3-0 to Galva before Galva walked, I should say, on 4 straight pitches. Then Velasquez was able to hit a long one into center field. That is a called strike on Manzanillo. But the next offering is inside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Kendry Manzanillo. 2 away here, top half of the third. And that one's low and inside for ball 4. And that will load him up as Jason Figueroa will come to the plate. Figueroa walked back in the second inning on 4 straight pitches. We have a mound visit going on. Clark started this inning, like I said, got 2 strikeouts. Got Chris Figueroa swinging. And then Yordi Contreras, the leadoff batter, struck out looking. But then after that, 4 straight balls to Galva. And then Velasquez hit that deep ball to center field, the RBI triple. And since then, he has hit a batsman and walked a batsman. That has loaded the bases for Jason Figueroa. It's a 2-1 Highlander lead here at Trum Field. Top half of the third inning, Lynn English threatening here as Figueroa has the RBI opportunity. That is in there for a called strike. Good job by Kevin Clark as he's bearing down in this situation. Struggled a bit with his control. Hit a batsman, walked somebody as well. As that is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Figueroa. That one's outside as well. Ball 2, 2-1 now the count to Figueroa. Up high, ball 3, 3-1 is the count. Bases are filled with Bulldogs, and Clark's got nowhere to put Figueroa. 2 away though here. As Clark will walk him, as that pitch was inside, and that will tie this game up as Velasquez comes home to score on the bases loaded walk. That'll bring up Tim Donahue. Donahue struck out back in the second inning. The Bulldogs keep the bases loaded and tie this game up. First offering from Clark is swung on and missed for strike 1. Clark's second pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Donahue. Clark was humming along real nice, struck out the first 2 in this inning, and then has run into some bumps here. Swung on and missed as he threw it right by Donahue. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. There are 2 away. Bases filled with Bulldogs in a 2-2 tie here in the top of the third. So that one's up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Tim Donahue. Bulldogs able to answer back as the Highlanders got 2 runs in the bottom of the second. Bulldogs answering back with 2 here in the top of the third. And Clark runs the count full. Full count, nowhere to put him. Offering from Clark is up high for ball 4. And the Bulldogs take the lead on the bases loaded walk. Three to 2 is now your score as Nevin Gonzalez comes in to bat for the Bulldogs. Bases remain loaded here. Gonzalez struck out back in the second inning. 3-2 Lynn English lead here. 2 away. Pitch is up high, ball 1. Clark really struggling with his control right now. Leaving pitches up high and leaving them inside to righties. That's going to be in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Gonzalez. A little get me over fastball right there. So took some off. Left that one up high, ball 2, 2 balls. 1 strike, now the count to Gonzalez. He's trying to watch Clark on the mound, see whether it might be the follow through. That's where he wants to pitch it right there. That was a nice fastball in there. 2-2 now the count. 2 away here, top half of the third. 3-2 Lynn English lead, and Gonzalez swings and misses. So Kevin Clark strikes out 3 in the inning, but allows 3 runs, and the Bulldogs lead as we move to the bottom of the third. We are back for the bottom half of the third inning as the Highlanders will have coming to the plate Mateus and now Noah Brown and Brendan Jones, numbers 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Appears I was incorrect back in the bottom half of the second. The Highlanders only scored 1 run. Robbie Larkin was held up at third base, or sent back, I should say, by the umpire to third base. So that pitch from Contreras is a ball to Mateus and now 1 ball, no strikes, now the count. So the Highlanders only got 1 run on the double by O'Donovan, as Larkin was apparently sent back to third. So that's fouled off. 1-1 the count, 2-0. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Mateus and now. And now the DH today for the Highlanders. And he swung on that one. Yes, he did. And the strikeout for Contreras. That'll bring up Noah Brown. Noah struck out back in the first inning. 0 for 1 on the day. Highlanders trailing 3-1 here at Trump Field. So Lynn English put 3 across in the top half of the 3rd inning. Pitch was up high, ball 1 to Brown. Contreras left that one outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Noah Brown. Highlanders trailing 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Brown hits that one right over the second baseman out into right field. Galva will field it there, but Brown is on base with a single. That'll bring up Brendan Jones. Jones grounded out to second base to end the 1st inning. 1 away here, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Lynn English leading 3-1. Jones hits a chopper down towards 3rd. He has no play at second. He fires across to 1st and gets Jones at 1st. Brown will move to 2nd. That'll bring up Aiden O'Sullivan. Aiden struck out to begin the 2nd inning. And that one bounces out of the catcher's glove, but Brown forced the throw down to 2nd, was back in plenty of time. Pitch was a ball to O'Sullivan. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count to O'Sullivan. 2 away here, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Highlanders trailing 3-1. That pitch is inside. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to O'Sullivan. Noah Brown is at 2nd. He singled earlier in this inning. That pitch is down low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Aiden O'Sullivan. So that's in there for a called strike. 3-1 the count to O'Sullivan. Pitch inside, O'Sullivan will walk. The Highlanders on 1st and 2nd now, brings up Kevin Clark. Clark singled to right field and scored back in the 2nd. Also the starting pitcher for the Highlanders today. Highlanders have Brown at 2nd, O'Sullivan at 1st. 2 away here, bottom half of the 3rd inning of a 3-1 Highlander deficit. That pitch is up high inside to Kevin Clark. Ball 1. That pitch down low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, the count to Clark. Highlanders want to get some of those runs back. Gave up 3 runs in the top of this inning. Would love to get a couple back as they trail 3-1 now. Foul ball by Clark. Count 2 balls, 1 strikes. 2 Highlanders aboard at 1st and 2nd, 2 away here, bottom of the 3rd. That's a high chopper over the pitcher. And they're going to fire over to 1st, and he's safe. And coming in to score is going to be Noah Brown as it got past the first baseman. Got past the first baseman, Donahue. Kevin Clark safe at first base. Aiden O'Sullivan was able to move to 3rd on the throw to 1st. So Kevin Clark gets himself an RBI. Now we have Highlanders at the corners of a 3-2 game. Brings up Brady Roach. Brady flew out to right field. Back in the second. So they sneak back in behind Clark. But no throw from Contreras. 2 away here, bottom of the third. Highlanders have a run across. Trailing 3-2. Pitch is in there for a called strike to Roach. Highlanders looking for some 2-out thunder here from Roach. Trying to bring O'Sullivan in to tie this up from third. It's Kevin Clark trying to steal, looking to see if they can get the runner home in this situation. The throw will come home, play at the plate, and he is out. And that will end the inning as they're able to get O'Sullivan at home. Highlanders get a run across. They trail 3-2 as we move to the fourth. We are back for the top half of the fourth inning. Highlanders trailing 3-2 against the Lynn English Bulldogs. So the Highlanders were able to get 2 runs, or I should say 1 run across in the bottom of the third inning to make it the 3-2 deficit. Leading off yet again this inning, as he did last inning, for Lynn English is Chris Figueroa. Figueroa struck out leading off the last inning. Starts off with a strike here from Kevin Clark as well. Second pitch from Clark is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Figueroa. Figueroa struck out, as did Yordi Contreras to start the inning off. That's a high pop-up. Antonelli settling underneath it. He'll make the catch. And we'll flip the lineup over, go back to the leadoff man, Yordi Contreras. Contreras 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to right to lead off the game, struck out looking back in the third. After Clark struck Contreras out looking, he seemed to lose his control a bit as he went walk, allowed a triple, hit by pitch, walk, walk, and walk until he was able to get out of the inning with a strikeout. There's another ball. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Yordi Contreras. 1 away here, top half of the fourth as that one stays up high. Roche tried to hold it, to frame it. Nothing doing there. 3-0 is the count to Yordi Contreras. And that will be a ball and a walk as Contreras will go to first. That's the 6th walk of the game for Kevin Clark. That'll bring up Galva, Gilmer Galva. Galva walked and scored. And a high chopper, well played there at first base by Brendan Jones. No play at second to get Contreras, but he gets him at first base unassisted. It took a high chop right as it got to Jones. He was able to quickly snatch it up, though, and get over to first. I'll bring up Brendan Falasca. Falasca cranked a deep triple into center field, an RBI triple to start the scoring for Lynn English. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Two away here, top half of the fourth inning. As that is a swing and a miss. Contreras, though, will take second base as the ball got past Roche. Or take third base, I should say, as the ball got past Roche. So Lynn English now with a runner at third. 0-2 is the count. As that pitch is outside for ball 1. Falasca cranked one to center field. He also struck out in the first inning. So He is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Highlanders trailing 3-2. Kevin Clark wants to keep it like that. Hot shot towards second. O'Donovan fields it, fires over to Jones, and they get him on the 6-3 putout. That will do it for the Bulldogs in the fourth. Highlanders look to get something going in the bottom of the fourth, trailing 3-2. We are back for the bottom half of the fourth inning as the Bulldogs have gone to the bullpen. They have brought in Alex McMillan to pitch, young junior. Young junior righty will close the book on Ray Contreras. Contreras went 3 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 3, struck out 4. Highlanders have Brady Roche leading off. He was at the plate back in the third when O'Sullivan was caught trying to go home on a double steal attempt. First pitch was in there for a strike. Second pitch from McMillan is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Brady Roche. Brady will be followed by Robbie Larkin and Aiden O'Donovan. So Highlanders will turn the lineup over this inning. Second ball to Roche. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Brady. Highlanders trailing 3-2 here. Bottom half of the fourth inning. As that's going to hit Brady. Got him in the leg. So Highlanders get the leadoff man on for the second time this game. And that'll bring up Robbie Larkin. Robbie walked back in the second inning. I thought for all the world he had come home to score, but the umpire sent him back to third on the RBI double by Aiden O'Donovan. McMillan coming in relief of Ray Contreras after Contreras went 3 innings, allowing 2 runs. That pitch is up high by McMillan. Runner at first is Brady Roche. He walked to lead off this inning. Pitch is outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count. Nobody out here. Bottom of the fourth inning. Highlanders trailing 3-2 against Lynn English. Highlanders looking for a win to solidify themselves into second place in the GBL regular season. A win today, and the Highlanders will take that second place spot behind Lynn English. The Bulldogs, of course, the reigning champions of the GBL, as they won the GBL tournament last year. This year, unfortunately, due to the scheduling of the regular season butting right up against the state tournament, which will be the following weekend after the end of the regular season this week, there will be no GBL tournament, unfortunately. Swung on and missed as Larkin went upstairs looking for that one. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count. Throw came down to first. Back in plenty of time was Roche. As McMillan looks over to Roche. Kicks and delivers. Swung on and missed by Larkin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Robbie Larkin. Highlanders trailing 3-2, looking to tie this game this inning if they can. Got their leadoff man Brady Roche at first as he walked to get there. McMillan fires it over. Roche is back in time. Highlanders very active on the base paths. Other teams have scouted that definitively. Roche taking a really good lead over here. McMillan's pitch is up high for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Robbie Larkin. Nobody out here. Highlanders looking to get a guy into scoring position. Trailing 3-2. That one's popped up into the screen. Count remains 3-2. And that's up high as Larkin, good eye on that one, takes his second walk of the day. Highlanders have their first two batters on for the second time this game. They were not able to cash it in the first inning. Let's see what they can do here. Aiden O'Donovan comes to the plate. O'Donovan 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single. He had an RBI double back in the second as he roped it down the left field line. He also hit a nice one into the left center gap to lead off the game. Highlanders have runners on first and second. That pitch is up high for ball one to O'Donovan. Once again, Highlanders threatening, and they have the player they would like to have up in this situation as O'Donovan, their best batter. McMillan's pitch is inside for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to O'Donovan. McMillan just came in relief this inning of Ray Contreras, the starter for the Bulldogs. Contreras went 3, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits, striking out 4 and walking 3. That one's in there for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Aiden O'Donovan. Back in the second inning, O'Donovan had runners on first and second in that inning, roped it down the third base line. That pitch is low and away for ball 3. 3-1 is the count. O'Donovan roped it down the left field line, went out of bounds. Umpire called the play dead. Robbie Larkin was definitely going to score whether it went out of bounds or not, but he sent Larkin back to third, so the Highlanders only able to score one run in that second inning. That pitch is in there for a called strike. Another full count here. McMillan has gone full to 2 of the 3 batters that he has faced. O'Donovan swings and misses. First empty at bat for Aiden O'Donovan today. 1 away now for Ian Bourne as the lefty comes to the plate. Bourne 0 for 1 on the day. He walked back in the first, grounded out to first base back in the second inning. Curveball catches the upper part of the strike zone for strike 1. Highlanders have runners on first and second. Brady Roach was hit by a pitch. Robbie Larkin walked. That's a hot shot toward short. Fielded there by Contreras. He fires it to second. From second, the ball gets past the first baseman, Donahue. The Highlanders are going to tie it up as Roach came in to score on the errant throw by the Bulldogs second baseman Gonzalez. Contreras made the play at shortstop, was able to get Larkin at second. So 2 away now, tie ball game 3-3 as Mateus Anel comes up. He's due. He struck out twice today, 0 for 2 on the day for Anel. As that one is up high for ball 1 from McMillan. Highlanders have tied it up 3-3 here. Ian Bourne away well before the pitch. He got a great jump on that one, but then Anel fouled it back into the screen, so Bourne's got to head on back to second. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. They're 2 away here, bottom of the 4th, newly tied ball game. As Ian Bourne grounded it to the shortstop, Contreras, he tossed it to Gonzalez to get Robbie Larkin at second base on the force out. As Gonzalez tried to throw it over to first, he threw it wide up the line a little bit from Donahue. Unable to get it was Donahue. That allowed Roach to come around and score and allowed Bourne to get into scoring position. Little ball change there. McMillan begins work upon it with the dirt. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here, bottom half of the 4th. Highlanders have tied this one up at 3. They have a runner on second, that is Ian Bourne. It's Mateus Anel is at the plate. That one's up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count to Mateus Anel. As I pointed out, Anel 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd. I think Mateus is due. That pitch is low, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Mateus Anel. Noah Brown waits on deck. He singled and scored back in the 3rd. Highlanders looking to get the lead here. They've tied it up. Bourne is away, and Anel pops that one into the screen. That'll make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Bourne has gotten some great jumps on McMillan. 3-2, 2 outs. Bourne will definitely be away with the pitch in this situation. Anel with an RBI opportunity for the Highlanders. That pitch is up high for ball 4. Bourne surprising me a bit, staying at second base. Did not try to steal the bag. He has gotten one heck of a jump on McMillan a few times in that at bat. So the Highlanders with runners on first and second now will bring up Noah Brown. Brown 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. He singled back in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. He scored that run in the 3rd. That pitch is in the dirt. Good job blocking by Falaska. Holding Bourne at second. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. 2 away here, bottom half of the 4th inning. Highlanders have tied this one up by getting a run across in this inning. And Brown fouls this one off. Highlanders were running once again. Count evens 1-1. 2 away here, bottom of the 4th. Highlanders tying it up here with a run here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-3 is your score. 2 Highlanders on the base paths as Ian Bourne is at second, Mateus now at first. Noah Brown at the plate. They're going to try to get Bourne off of second on the pickoff move, but he's back in plenty of time. Bourne got a couple great jumps during Anel's at-bat on McMillan, but Anel fouled those pitches off. A little shorter lead there for Bourne as the pitch is outside for a ball from McMillan. McMillan newly on in relief this inning. This is his first inning of work. He relieved Ray Contreras, the starter for the Bulldogs. That's a hot shot on the left-hand side, fielded well by Contreras with the backhand, fires it over to third, and that will do it for the Highlanders here in the bottom of the 4th, but they're able to tie it at 3, and we go to the 5th inning. We are back for the top half of the 5th inning, and a tie 3-3 ball game between the Highlanders and the Bulldogs. Coming up for the Bulldogs here in the 5th inning will be Mateo Rodriguez, Kenry Manzanillo, and Jason Figueroa. First offering from Kevin Clark to Rodriguez is a ball. Second offering from Clark, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now the count. Clark works very, very quickly out there on the mound. Sometimes his control gets away from him. He's been struggling with it these past couple innings. You see what happens there. He'll leave it up high. He'll also leave it inside to right-handed batters when he's struggling with that control. 3-0 offering here, and that's going to be ball 4 as it stayed up high to Rodriguez. Another walk for Kevin Clark today. That is his 7th walk of the day. So he walks the leadoff man here. Manzanillo steps in. Manzanillo is 1 for 1 on the day. He singled back in the second, was stranded at second base. He walked back in the third. Bulldogs have a runner on first. Clark's offering is up high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Manzanillo. Clark has yet to throw a strike this inning so far. Tie ball game, 3-3. Clark is out struggling a bit with his control. Little get-me-over fastball right there. Took a little bit off of it. Gets it in there for the called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Manzanillo. Runner is away from first. Roach lets it get off of his glove and gets back to the backstop. So Rodriguez safe at second with the stolen base. Go-ahead run for the Bulldogs now stands at second here in the 5th inning. Nobody out. It's Manzanillo at the plate. 2-1 is your count to Manzanillo. That is in there for a called strike. It was 3-1 was the count. That's going to make it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So I hadn't marked the ball that was thrown that came off of Roach's glove. Clark will check the runner, fire that one in there. That is ball 4 as he walks the first 2 he sees here in the 5th inning. Clark continuing to struggle with his control. That's his 8th walk of the game. That'll bring up the lefty Jason Figuerillo. That's in there for a called strike to Figuerillo. Bulldogs now at first and second base. Nobody out in a tie ball game, 3-3 here in the top half of the 5th. So that's in there for a called strike 2. Catches that outside corner to Figuerillo. That one inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Jason Figuerillo. Figuerillo has walked twice, and the runners are away. Antonelli will field that one, and he touches the bag at third and will get the out of the lead runner. Good job by Antonelli as he stayed in front of it, didn't try to pop up early and try to make a play off of that one. Instead, he stayed down on that ball, knew what he needed to do, which was get the leading runner. So he didn't get too excited. He just grabbed the ball, put his foot on the bag, and was able to get the lead runner. So now 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Runner still at first and second as Tim Donahue steps to the plate. First offering to Donahue is a ball. That one in there for a ball. As Clark continues to struggle with his control. A bunt attempt as it hits off his bat. Clark will fire it over to first. Jones will look the runner back to third. So they're able to get the runners advanced to second and third with the sacrifice bunt. 2 away now as Donahue sacrifices there. Advances the runners to second and third. Nevin Gonzalez comes to the plate. Gonzalez 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts, and that is why that is not Nevin Gonzalez. Let's see here, number 25. Kelvis Javier steps in. Javier, a senior, pinch hitting for Nevin Gonzalez. Gonzalez had struck out twice today. Got 2 Bulldogs in scoring position. First offering from Clark is in for a called strike to Javier. Chopper towards third. Antonelli fields it on the short hop. Nice job by Jared Antonelli as he reached out, fielded that on the short hop, fired it across the diamond and was able to get the out. That'll do it for the Bulldogs here in the top half of the 5th. They were not able to do any damage, although they got 2 runners on and left 2 on the base paths. We move to the bottom of the 5th. We are back here for the top half of the, or bottom half, I should say, of the fifth inning here at Trum Field. It's the Highlanders and the Bulldogs tied at 3. Alex McMillan still on the mound for the Bulldogs. He came in relief of the starter Ray Contreras. He gave up a run in the fourth inning. That is how the Highlanders were able to tie it on a fielder's choice error. His first offering to Brendan Jones from McMillan is a ball. Highlanders will bring numbers 5, 6, and 7. Brendan Jones, Aiden O'Sullivan, and Kevin Clark to the plate to face McMillan. As that fastball's up high. Had some mustard on that one, but left it up high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Brendan Jones. Jones 0 for 2 on the day. He's grounded out to second and grounded out to third. That's a line shot taken by the second baseman on one hop. Fired over, and Rodriguez will get the put out. As Jones is out on the 4-3 put out. That'll bring up Aiden O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out back in the second. He walked in the third and was caught trying to steal home on an attempted double steal to end that inning. That's a line shot towards third. One hop taken by the third baseman, fired over to first. Donahue comes off the bag but is able to get O'Sullivan as he tags him up the line. 2 away now, as Kevin Clark will come to the plate. Clark, the starting pitcher for the Highlanders today. He is 2 for 2 at the plate as well, as he singled back in the second, came around to score the Highlanders' first run. He also had an RBI single in the third. That is a pop-up. Contreras, the shortstop, calls for it, and he has it. And for the first time today, the Highlanders go down 1-2-3, tied up 3-3. We move to the 6th inning. We are back for the top half of the 6th inning of a tie ball game, 3-3 here at Trum Field. It's the Bulldogs of Lynn English facing off against your Highlanders. We have a pitching change as Jared Antonelli has come in to pitch for the Highlanders. Kevin Clark moves over to play third base where Jared was, and Jared slots over to the pitcher's mound. He will face off against numbers 9, 1, and 2. As Antonelli's first offering is outside for ball 1 to Chris Figueroa. Figueroa leading off here. He's 0 for 2. He struck out back in the third. He popped out to third base back in the fourth. As the second offering from Antonelli is outside ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Figueroa. He'll be followed by Yordi Contreras, the leadoff man, and Gilmer Galva. Tie ball game here at Trum Field. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, the 6th inning here. Antonelli struggling a bit with his control. Missing outside. Going down 3-0 to Figueroa. That's in there for a called strike from Jared Antonelli. I'm going to close the book on Kevin Clark. He went 5 innings. Allowed 3 runs on 2 hits. He walked 8 and struck out 6. That is a swing and foul by Figueroa. Works the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Chris Figueroa. Clark looked fantastic the first 2 innings, and 2 2/3 innings actually, as he struck out the first 2 batters he faced in the third. And then he began to struggle with his control as a line shot into left field as it bounces away from Ian Bourne. Making the turn at first is Figueroa, but he comes back to first base, and it's a long single into left field for Chris Figueroa as he welcomes Jared Antonelli to the pitcher's mound. That'll bring up Yordi Contreras, shortstop for Lynn English. He's 0 for 1, or 0 for 2 on the day, I should say. He flew out to right field to lead off the game, struck out looking in the third. He walked and was left stranded at third base in the fourth. Pitch from Antonelli is in the dirt and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Now the count to Contreras. Nobody out here. top half of the sixth, tie ball game, 3-3 here at Trum Field. And squaring around the bunt. So he's going to call a strike on the bunt, but stealing the base is Figueroa as he stole second. Contreras squared around looking to bunt on that one. It looked like he called it a strike, but he did not. It's 1-0, which is strange. How did the runner steal a base on a pitch that didn't occur? There's a strike. So that will even up the count 1-1. I'm still confused how a pitch that didn't result in a ball or a strike resulted in a runner at second base. But that pitch is low for ball 2. I believe the count is 2-1. As Figueroa leads away from second, Antonelli fires it in there low for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike, now the count to Yordy Contreras. Time is taken, or I should say granted.
Yes, it was.
3 balls and 1 strike is the count.
On the 2-1, he went back and he called 2 balls. What are you talking about?
Well, the Lynn English coaching staff would like to know whether that was a ball or a strike on the pitch that apparently never occurred, but the runner stole base on. That is a line shot into center field, fielded out there by Robbie Larkin. As they had him played well, Robbie Larkin takes a few steps in, a few steps to his right, and is able to make the play out there. First out for the Highlanders. That'll bring up Gilmir Galva, as Galva is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the first, he walked and scored a run in the third, and grounded out to first in the fourth. Tie ball game 3-3. Go-ahead run stands at second for Lynn English as he fouls this one off down the third baseline. Jared Antonelli into the game for the Highlanders as he has come on in relief this inning for Kevin Clark. Chris Figueroa, the center fielder for the Bulldogs, stands at second. He is the possible go-ahead run with 1 away here in the top half of the 6th inning. And Figueroa's running. Roach's throw down, not in time as Figueroa gets a second stolen base. So the go-ahead run now stands 90 feet away. Pitch was in for a ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Home plate umpire having a little discussion, I guess. 1-1 is the count. 1 away here, top half of the 6th. Fastball's fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Galva. Dangerous hitter on deck for the Bulldogs is Brendan Falaska. Falaska hit a triple into center field earlier this game. It does not quite catch that inside corner, just a bit inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Galva. Runner at third is Figueroa. Swung on and missed for the strikeout for Jared Antonelli. A big strikeout there for Antonelli and the Highlanders as they look to get out of this inning, holding on to that 3-3 tie. Possible go-ahead run is at third as Figueroa singled to lead off the inning. He stole second base and he stole third base. Brendan Falaska at the plate. Curveball catches the outside corner to Falaska. 2 away here, top half of the 6th. Highlanders looking to keep it a tie ball game as Jared Antonelli has come in relief. That is a pop-up, and it'll get out of play. as Falaska goes down 0-2 in the count. Falaska 1 for 3 on the day. He struck out in the first, hit a huge RBI triple out into center field in the third, and then grounded out to short in the fourth. 0-2 offering bounces off the bottom of the backstop right back to Roach. Fortunate bounce there for the Highlanders as it keeps Figueroa at third base. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Falaska. Antonelli will wind and deliver. That one again gets past Roach, back to the screen, bounces right back to him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Falaska. Antonelli has missed twice at the same location, low and away. 2-2 offering. A little 3/4 delivery from Jared Antonelli out there, does not catch the strike zone. Loads the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, top half of the 6th. Go-ahead run for the Bulldogs stands at third. 3-2 offering from Antonelli is outside for ball 4. So Antonelli will walk Falaska, putting runners on the corners. That'll bring up Mateo Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 0 for 1 on the day. He only has 1 at bat, 1 registered at bat. He does have a run scored and a stolen base because he walked, or 2 stolen bases because he walked and was hit by a pitch. He also grounded out to third. As again the pitch gets past Roach, Falaska will go ahead and take second base. He was away with the pitch. So now the Bulldogs have runners on second and third, with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Antonelli struggling a bit with his control. He's going to get a visit from head coach Matt O'Donnell. Highlanders tied up 3-3, but the Bulldogs knocking on the door. So they got their leadoff man on, Chris Figueroa, by virtue of a single to left field. Figueroa went and stole second and stole third. Antonelli was able to get Contreras to line out to center. He struck out Galva and walked Falaska, and that Falaska now at second base. So second and third are where the Bulldogs reside right now with 2 away. Tie ball game 3-3, top of the 6th inning. Antonelli brought in relief this inning for Kevin Clark, who went 5 innings for the Highlanders starting this game. Mateo Rodriguez awaiting the 1-0 delivery. And that is a fly ball. It's going to drop in. That's going to score a run. That's misplayed out in left field by Ian Bourne as it came off of his glove, and that's going to get 2 runs in due to the misplay in left field. And the Bulldogs take the 2-run lead. Bourne came charging in on that single and misplayed it off of his glove. That gave Falaska the opportunity to score from second base. He might have scored anyway on it, as Rodriguez away from first looking for the stolen base, and he will take it. O'Sullivan got past O'Sullivan, but it was backed up, and Rodriguez did not try for third. That is Rodriguez's 3rd stolen base of the day. Kinry Manzanillo at the plate. The Bulldogs taking the 5-3 lead here. A 2 RBI single by Mateo Rodriguez. Antonelli's pitch is in there for a called strike. 2-1 now the count. to Manzanillo. Manzanillo 1 for 1 on the day. He's walked twice and singled back in the second. He was left stranded at second base back in the second. 3-1 now the count. Antonelli struggling with his control as well. And Manzanillo will walk. Second walk of the inning for Antonelli. 9th walk of the game for the Highlanders. Lynn English leading 5-3. Jason Figueroa up at the plate. Figueroa does not have an at-bat as the pitch gets past Roach. And the runners will advance to second and third, so the Bulldogs still threatening here. Figueroa does not have a listed at-bat. He's walked twice, has an RBI, and he reached on a fielder's choice. That's fouled back into the screen by Figueroa. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. 2 away here, top half of the 6th inning. Highlanders now trailing 5-3. Bulldogs have runners on second and third as they've been able to get 2 runs across on the 2 RBI single by Mateo Rodriguez. That's in there for a called strike as it catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Jason Figueroa. It's 2 outs here. Antonelli looking to end this inning. Left that one up high. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Figueroa. Swung on and missed. Antonelli gets his 2nd strikeout, and that will do it for the Bulldogs, but they get 2 across in the top half of the 6th inning. They lead 5-3 as we move to the bottom. We are back for the bottom half of the 6th inning here at Trum Field. The Highlanders trailing the Bulldogs of Lynn English by the score of 5-3. Highlanders will have coming to the plate this inning numbers 8, 9, and 1. Brady Roach, Robbie Larkin, and Aiden O'Donovan. Roach will step in to face off against Alex McMillan. McMillan in his 3rd inning of work now. Or beginning, I should say, his 3rd inning of work as that pitch is inside. For ball 1. Roach 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out to right field back in the 2nd inning. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 4th inning. 2-0 now the count to Roach. That one's outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes now the count to Brady Roach. McMillan came into the 4th in relief of Ray Contreras, gave up the lead, allowed the Highlanders to tie it 3-3. But now the Bulldogs have put 2 across. They lead 5-3. McMillan in line for the possible victory if he can hold the Highlanders down. Squaring around to bunt is Roach. He pulls it back, but the pitch is in there for a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Brady Roach. Highlanders down 5-3 here in the top half of the 6th. Roach squares around again. That one's in the dirt for ball 4. And Roach will take his base as he comes to first base. Robbie Larkin comes to the plate. Larkin does not have an at-bat today as well. He has walked twice. He scored a run, or I should say, I thought he had scored a run in the 2nd. He was left stranded at 3rd base in the 2nd. And in the 4th, he also was out at 2nd on a fielder's choice. The fielder's choice he was out on was an RBI for Ian Bourne. As he was out at 2nd was Larkin. But Roach was able to come in and score. Meeting at the mound with Alex McMillan. McMillan came in relief in the 4th inning for Ray Contreras, the starter for the Bulldogs. McMillan has faced both Roach and Larkin already this game. He hit Roach the first time he faced him, then he walked him the second time. He walked Larkin that first time he faced him back in the fourth. We'll see what he does against Larkin here in the sixth. Nobody out. Bottom half of the sixth. Highlanders trailing 5-3. So that one's in there for a called strike on the inside to Robbie Larkin. That one's up high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Robbie Larkin. Aiden O'Donovan waits on deck. He is 2 for 3 today. He had an RBI double back in the second inning. Highlanders would love to see him get on base with some guys on the base paths. Swung on and missed by Larkin on the high heat. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Robbie. Brady Roach stands at first for the Highlanders. They trail by 2 here in the bottom of the sixth. 1-2 offering from McMillan, up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Larkin. McMillan steps off the rubber. Roach back easily to first. That's inside for a ball. Fires it down to first. Roach able to sneak back in before the tag. As Velasca, the catcher, fired that one down but wasn't able to get Roach. So a full count here to Robbie Larkin. Nobody out, runner at first. Highlanders down by 2. It's bottom of the sixth. As that one's inside for ball 4. Good eye there for Robbie Larkin, as he is on base for the 3rd time today in his 3 at-bats. That will probably do it for McMillan. We get another visit here. McMillan came in the 4th inning. Ray Contreras was the starter. He went 3 innings, allowed 2 earned runs on 4 hits. That'll do it for McMillan. So we are going to have a pitcher's change here as the Highlanders have 2 runners on. Highlanders on first and second, down by 2 in the bottom half of the 6th inning with nobody out. New pitcher for the Bulldogs on the mound is Manuel Tavares. He will step in for Alex McMillan. McMillan, after 2 innings of work, goes to the bench. He is responsible for the 2 runners on right now as the Highlanders have on base Brady Roach and Robbie Larkin. And stepping up, Aiden O'Donovan. O'Donovan, another RBI opportunity. Cashed that one in back in the second when he got an RBI double down the left field line. Did not cash it in the 4th when he struck out with runners on. First offering from Tavares is in there for a called strike. O'Donovan, exactly who the Highlanders want up in this situation, trailing by 2. So he hits that one up the middle. Possible double play opportunity. And O'Donovan's speed makes that impossible, but unassisted. Contreras will get the out at second. So the Highlanders will have runners on the corners with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. That'll bring up Ian Bourne. Bourne 0 for 3 on the day. As that's in there for a called strike. I'm calling him 0 for 3. You could call him 1 for 3. He did get a run across when he grounded out to the shortstop. It was a fielder's choice as he tossed it to Gonzalez, the second baseman. But Gonzalez's throw to first was off the bag, and a run scored on the errant throw. So count evens 1-1. Highlanders trailing by 2, have runners on the corners as that offering from Tavares catches the outside corner for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Ian Bourne. Highlanders looking to get back in this one. They trail 5-3. That one's up high from Tavares. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Ian Bourne. 1 away here, bottom half of the 6th. Highlanders trailing by 2. They do have runners on the corners. As Roach stands at home, or at third, O'Donovan, I'd like him to stand at home. O'Donovan stands at first. Ball 3 to Ian Bourne as Tavares left that one up high. Tavares looks to have good mustard on that fastball, a good heavy fastball. Looks like he might be struggling to control it a bit here. Full count offering, took a little bit off of it. Bourne able to foul it off. O'Donovan was away with that pitch. He will head back to first, and we will re-rack the full count. Highlanders looking to get back either a tie or a lead here. They trail by 2, 5-3. Bourne hits that one to short. Contreras will look to fire across the diamond. He has no play anywhere as it was a soft grounder that he backhanded. So Bourne gets the RBI on the infield single, and the Highlanders trail by only a run. That'll bring up Mateus Anel. Anel is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out twice and walked. Highlanders now trailing by 1 as that first offering catches the strike zone for strike 1. Oh, Anel got hold of that one, but way ahead of it. Hit it hard off of the fencing over on the dugout in front of the Highlanders. 0-2 now the count to Mateus Anel. I know Anel would love to get a hold of one here. Highlanders trailing by 1, 5-4. Runners on first and second. O'Donovan stands at second. Bourne stands at first. They already have 1 run across this inning. Tavares steps off. Looks O'Donovan back at second. O'Donovan, great speed at second. If Mateus can get this ball into the outfield for a base hit, O'Donovan could score. That's a called strike 3 for Tavares, as Anel will strike out for the 3rd time this game. That will bring up Noah Brown with 2 away here. Highlanders trailing by a run, 5-4, bottom half of the 6th inning. As Noah Brown steps in, he is 1 for 3 on the day. He singled and scored back in the 3rd. In there for called strike 1 to Brown. Tavares has come on, looking to get out of this trouble. As he fouls that one back, does Brown. Down 0-2 on the count. Two away here, 0-2 count to Noah Brown. Swings and misses, and Tavares gets out of the trouble, only allowing 1 run to score. So the Highlanders have cut the 2-run lead for the Bulldogs in half, but they still trail as we move to the 7th. We are back for the 7th inning, top half of the 7th, as the Highlanders trail the Bulldogs 5-4. Coming to bat for the Bulldogs is going to be number 15. I will check on his number. See who's pinch hitting. Ford Rodrigo. Or I'm sorry, Figueroa. Derek Ubra. As Ubri Up 1-0 on the count. Fouls that one down the third base line. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. As Ubri is in pinch hitting for Tim Donahue, the first baseman. My fault on that. Jared Antonelli still in the game for the Highlanders as he bounces that one up there for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Antonelli allowed 2 runs in the 6th. That gave the Bulldogs their 5 runs. As Ubri, a high chopper fielded by Kevin Clark, he fires it across. Gets by Brendan Jones though, as it took a funny hop on him. And Ubri is on at first. Leadoff man on for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up Chris Figueroa. I don't know what exactly is going on right now. Antonelli is... they tried the hidden ball trick. I didn't even see that. So the umpire ruined his hidden ball trick. Chris Figueroa up at the plate. He singled and scored a run back in the 6th inning. As Ubri now is at first. Nobody out for the Bulldogs. As Antonelli runs the count, 2 balls, no strikes to Figueroa. That one's low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Figueroa. As that one's going to be up high for ball 4. The walk train continues for the Highlanders. As let's see here, that is their 11th walk that they've given up this game. Yordi Contreras comes to the plate, the leadoff man for the Bulldogs. He immediately looks at a ball. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Highlanders trailing by 1, 5-4 here, top of the 7th inning. But the Bulldogs have got their first 2 batters to the plate as Antonelli looks to be struggling a bit with his control. Control has been a problem for the Highlanders throughout this game. They've only allowed 4 hits, but they've also allowed 11 walks. And that one's in there for a called strike to Contreras. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count. I thought that was a called strike, but apparently it was a ball. I thought the umpire had called that a strike. There, it's a strike. Waiting to see his fingers go up, but I think he's not going to do that for me. Swung on and missed. 3-2 now as Antonelli coming back, filling this count up. Bulldogs have runners on first and second, and another walk. That is the 12th walk of the ball game. Highlander pitchers have given up. That'll bring up Guilherme Galva with the bases filled with Bulldogs and nobody out here in the top of the 7th. It's only a 1-run game, but the Bulldogs are looking to make it academic with a good, productive at-bat from Galva. That one's low for ball 1. Highlanders still continuing to struggle with that control on the mound. That one's in there for a called strike as it catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Galva. Bulldogs have the bases loaded here, top half of the 7th inning. Only a 1-run game. The Highlanders trail by that 1 run. That is a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Gilmir Galva. Swung on and missed, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Galva. Antonelli will wind and deliver with the bases loaded. It's up high for ball 3. Full count, nowhere to put him. Highlanders leading by, or trailing, I should say, by a run. Bulldogs with that 1-run lead looking to build upon it with the bases loaded and nobody out. That is a fly ball down the left field line, bending foul. Galva gave that one a ride. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases filled with Bulldogs. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Jared Antonelli. Antonelli gets his 3rd strikeout of the game, and that will bring up Brendan Falaska. Falaska 1 for 4 on the day. That's a ball. Falaska had one heck of a hit as he hit a triple deep into center field. That pitch is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Falaska. Mateo Rodriguez waits on deck. Rodriguez has been very effective today. That's in there for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Falaska. Highlanders looking to get out of danger in this inning as they trail by a run. Bulldogs leading by 1 run, 5-4. Got the bases loaded with nobody out. Antonelli was able to get 1 strikeout. We'll see where he goes from there. It's Falaska now with the opportunity. 2-2 count to Falaska. He skies this one way high. Who's going to get it? Charging in from center field. Great play by Robbie Larkin as he charged all the way in from center field, made the play just into the infield dirt. So 2 away now. That will bring up Mateo Rodriguez. Rodriguez has scored once today. He has 2 RBIs, had a 2 RBI single last inning to give the Bulldogs the lead. First offering from Antonelli is a ball on the outside. That pitch is outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Mateo Rodriguez. Rodriguez got that 2 RBI single against Antonelli last inning. So he certainly has seen Antonelli and what he has to offer. Antonelli down 3-0. The bases filled with Bulldogs, nowhere to put him. 2 outs here, but a 3-0 count to Mateo Rodriguez. As the Bulldogs lead by a run, they look to add on to it. That one is ball 4. And Rodriguez will get his 3rd RBI of the day. And the Bulldogs go up by 2 once again as they now lead 6-4. That'll bring up Kinry Manzanillo. Manzanillo has yet not to reach base. He's gone to the plate 4 times. He's walked 3, and he got a single back in the 2nd. That one's in there for a called strike against Manzanillo. A pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Manzanillo. So Manzanillo 1 for 1 on the day, but he's been on base 4 times as he's walked 3 of those times. That pitch inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Manzanillo. Bulldogs retaking a 2-run lead here as they added an insurance run on a bases-loaded walk. Manzanillo dives out of the way of that one. Makes it 3 balls and 1 strike, I should say. Antonelli struggling with his control out there. Highlanders have been struggling with control on the mound since the 3rd inning. That one's in there for a called strike. Fills the count up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away here. Top half of the 7th. Highlanders trailing by 2 runs. Bases filled with Bulldogs. As Jared Antonelli looks to put this fire out. That is ball 4. Another walk. Another run. Head coach Matt O'Donnell comes out to talk to Antonelli. 3-run lead for the Bulldogs, 7-4. They got the bases loaded. The Highlanders were able to get 2 outs in this inning with the bases loaded. And then they walked 2 more runs in. Highlanders now have, let's see here. That's 8. Sorry, I was counting how many walks the Highlanders pitchers have given up today. It takes a while. 14 walks for Highlander pitchers today as Jason Figueroa comes on, steps in with the bases filled with Bulldogs. A 3-run lead now for Lynn English. As Antonelli looks in. It's in there for a called strike. Kevin Clark started this game for the Highlanders. Went 5 innings. He walked 8. That's a fly ball. Could be in a no man's land out there, and it is. As charging in, Tavares. Tejada will fire that back in. But 2 runs come in for the Bulldogs. It is now a 9-4 Bulldog lead in the top half of the 7th inning. I'll bring up Tim Donahue. Oh, 0-1 delivery here from Antonelli. In there for a called strike. I like the fact it was in there for a called strike. I'm not sure it was a strike, but I'm not going to argue. 0-2 delivery now from Antonelli. That's a foul ball, third base side. Bulldogs now with 4 runs across this inning, leading 9-4. That one got past Roche. Runner will stay at third base. That's Manzanillo. That one's fouled off. Back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. That one stays inside. Antonelli hoped it was going to break across the inside corner. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 2 away, top half of the 7th. Highlanders now trailing by 5. That one gets past Roche. No advancement by the runners. Manzanillo stayed there at third base, but it does load the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Tim Donahue, the first baseman for the Bulldogs. And that hits Donahue. That'll load the bases up, and Uberi will come back up. Or they're going to change it up. They're going to pinch hit for the pinch hitter. As Joshua Jimenez will come to the plate for the Bulldogs. Ubri had hit in this, had led off in this slot earlier this inning, led off this inning with a single. He came around to score on a bases loaded walk. Now Jimenez comes to the plate. To pinch hit for the pinch hitter Ubri. Bases filled with Bulldogs once again. Antonelli's offering, fouled back into the screen. No balls and 1 strike. Now the count to Jimenez. That's a hot shot back to Antonelli. He knocks it down, fires it over to Jones, and that will do it. But the Bulldogs tack on 4 more as they take a 5-run lead. 9-4 is your score as the Highlander half of the 7th is coming up. We are back for the bottom half of the 7th inning after the Bulldogs tacked on those 4 runs in the top half of the inning. They lead, I should say, the Highlanders trail by 5, 9-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Highlanders will have numbers 5, 6, and 7. Brendan Jones, Aiden O'Sullivan, and Kevin Clark coming to the plate to face off against Taveras. Taveras came on in the 6th inning and was able to get out of some trouble, allowing only 1 run to come across. Highlanders trailed by a run as we entered the 7th inning. And then the Bulldogs got 4 more to make it a 5-run lead. As Jones swings and misses the 2-0 offering. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Brendan Jones. Jones on the day 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times. Twice to the second baseman, once to the third baseman, as that's in there for a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Brendan Jones. High chopper for Jones. Contreras fields it, fires it across, and they'll get him. 6-3 putout. 1 away here for the Highlanders in the bottom half of the 7th. Aiden O'Sullivan coming to the plate. O'Sullivan 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out, he walked, and grounded out to third. First offering from Taveras is a ball. That one fouled off. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away here, bottom half of the 7th. Highlanders trailing by 5, 9-4. It's been a nip and tuck battle throughout this game till the Bulldogs put those 4 across in the top of this inning. That one's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count. Highlanders have struggled with their pitching control throughout this game. 14 walks by Highlander pitchers today. So that's a swing and a miss for O'Sullivan. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a ground ball, foul down the third base line. Swing and a miss, and the strikeout for Taveras as O'Sullivan goes down with the K. That'll leave Kevin Clark, today's starting pitcher. It's the last opportunity for the Highlanders as they trail by 5. 9-4 here in the bottom of the 7th, 2 away. Clark went 5 innings. He struck out 6, I should say, but he walked 8. It's a high chopper, fielded at third. Gonzalez fires it across, and that will do it as the Highlanders fall today to the Bulldogs of Lynn English by the score of 9-4. That will move Lynn English to 10-3 in the GBL, 11-6 overall. Highlanders dropped to 12-6 overall, dropped to 11-3 in the GBL. What that means for their placement in the GBL standings, we'll have to see what happens on Wednesday with Revere and against Revere. Also, what Lynn English does, they have a few remaining GBL games as well. Revere also has a GBL game going on today, but that will do it for us here from Trum Field as the Highlanders come away on the short side of this one by the score of 9-4. Thank you very much to Bill Trudell on camera, Joe Constantine stepping in to do a little camera work as well as production. Thank you very much for watching as well. Please remember, make sure you like, share, and subscribe our Somerville Ed TV YouTube channel. We really appreciate the 1,000 subscribers we have, and we want a lot more as we move forward. That'll do it for us today. I'm Todd HArmon from Trum Field, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.